Like a cockroach, a shell has formed around Gregor Samsa. Seeing himself like this, he goes into shock. He cannot believe this change, that he has been transformed into an insect. He has numerous legs, and a smell like an insect's is coming from his body. Until yesterday, he was living an ordinary life as a salesman. He thinks that he is tired due to work and is having a frightening dream, that he is still asleep. But if only his life were that simple. After waking up every morning, he remembers that he has to go to his job, but this morning was very different from the rest. When he wakes up, he remembers he has to go to work. His train was at 5:30, but when he looks at the time, it was already 6:30. He was scared about whether he would be able to reach on time. His last train was at 7. What if he was late? If that happened, his boss would yell at him. He tries to get out of bed, but can't even move with his thin, crooked legs. His stomach has now become like a hard shell. Even the color of the ceiling in front of his eyes looks different. His mind is still that of a human, but his body is that of an animal. From outside, his mother comes to wake him up. "Gregor, it's getting late. Don't you have to go to the office?" But Gregor is unable to answer. Just then, his boss also arrives. His boss says that Gregor has found an excuse not to come to the office. A strange, insect-like grunting sound was coming from his room. His father, who already hated him, comes to the door. In his anger, he thinks about breaking the door down. But just then, Gregor, dragging his insect body, reaches the door and tries to open it. But when Gregor comes in front of everyone, they all start screaming, and his mother faints. Everyone starts to wonder, where did this insect come from in our son's room? His sister hides behind the door. Everyone was terrified seeing Gregor's dangerous form, and just then, his father attacks him with a stick. Gregor is thrown far away and falls into a corner. He wonders why he is being treated this way. Gregor now understands that he has become a strange guest in his own home. Instead of loving him, his family is trying to get rid of him. Gregor faints from the fall, but when he regains consciousness, he finds that his sister has brought him milk and bread. He doesn't feel like eating. This happens because he had become an insect. He didn't like food until it was rotten, but still, his sister would bring him food like a human's once a day because she was the one person who was closest to Gregor. Ever since his father's business had failed, Gregor was the only one shouldering the responsibility of the entire household. His family was drowning in debt. Gregor becomes very worried about what will happen to his home and family now, but after some time, he hears his father's voice. His father had saved some money. Hearing this, Gregor feels a little relieved. Time passes slowly, and it has been more than a month since Gregor transformed into an insect. Gregor starts to get bored, lying in the same room. His mother and sister slowly begin to remove things from Gregor's room. But when his sister comes to take the utensils from Gregor's room, Gregor starts to move closer to her. At that moment, the utensils fall from his sister's hands, and a piece of glass pierces Gregor. His father, who had taken up a job to support the family, was already in a bad mood when he returned home. In his anger, he starts throwing apples at Gregor, and one of the apples gets lodged in Gregor's back. Gregor starts to feel pain, but no one is worried about him. While Gregor is in pain, his mother gets a sewing job, and his sister also gets a job as a sales executive. His family members get busy with their lives and forget that someone named Gregor was even there. After some time, his family wants to move to a new house, but they don't want to take Gregor with them, especially his sister, who was so close to his heart and used to bring him food. That same sister did not want to take him with her. His sister had forgotten him to such an extent that when her mother would come to clean Gregor's room, she would scream and create a commotion throughout the house. It is a very painful thing that it becomes difficult for a person to forget a stranger, but it is easy to forget one of your own. After some time, to fix their financial situation, his family takes in 3 lodgers. But they also have one condition: the house must be perfectly clean. Keeping this in mind, his mother and sister put all the extra stuff in Gregor's room. When Gregor looks at his room, it's as if it has been turned into a storeroom. But even this pain was nothing for Gregor compared to the pain his sister was about to give him. One day, his sister starts playing the violin. Hearing the sound, Gregor becomes happy, and tears start to well up in his eyes. The maid had mistakenly left Gregor's door open, and just then, Gregor starts moving his heavy insect body towards his sister. But at that moment, the lodgers catch sight of Gregor, and they get terrified and start screaming. They say, "Your house is so dirty that such a big insect has appeared. You have broken our condition. Now, we will not pay you any rent." Hearing this, his sister gets angry. His sister, who was closest to Gregor, who used to bring him food, was now fed up with him. She tells her parents, "That's enough. We have to do something about this insect." His parents, because of whom he had come into this world, also get ready to get rid of Gregor. Hearing this, Gregor becomes very sad. He had understood how important it is to be beautiful. He says to himself, "My family's behavior is absolutely right. After all, I am of no use to them anymore. My job and my beauty are all gone. Now who will love me? I smell like an insect. I cannot be loved." Gregor had understood that the foundation of love was based on beauty and his job, which had now been shattered. Gregor starts to feel ashamed of his insect-like appearance. He had understood that his existence or non-existence didn't matter to anyone. Gregor goes back to his room, and before morning, he says goodbye to the world. Franz Kafka explained that it's our own people who make pain even worse. Although Franz Kafka wrote this story in 1915, even after so many years, people still love it today. There could be many reasons for this. Perhaps every boy, every man, can relate to this story. A man is an insect, one that is not visible, but he continues to fulfill his responsibilities just like one. As long as he does, people see him as a human. But as soon as he turns away from his responsibilities, he becomes nothing more than an insect to them.